Tom, thank you so much for joining us here at What's On Scotland, back
Pleasure.
in Scotland, and coming back with new music as well.
Absolutely, yeah. My album's coming out in May, and it's a long time coming. I've been writing it for like 5 years now, and I'm so pleased with it.
The lovely thing is you're going to be performing live again, so we're seeing you, I think, April in Glasgow.
Yeah, so I'm doing the last day of April and the 1st of May. We're doing two gigs in a row at the O2, which is going to be amazing. So I'm totally buzzing about that.
When you were growing up, how did this love of music form?
Well, my dad was so into music, and he had like just this unbelievable music collection that's grown over the years. It's like a whole wall worth of CDs. He doesn't do streaming services, so he really encouraged me, and he bought me my first guitar when I was younger, and I never looked back.
You grew up playing and listening to music, but at what point did you think, I could do this as a career?
Well, I went to uni and did a degree in songwriting, which is a real thing. I'd applied for the guitar course, and they'd said, you're not good enough at guitar. And I'd sent them some like demos where I'd kind of sung on them just for the sake of being like, here's what I think the song could be. It was terrible singing. But they've said, we really like your songs, and we've started a songwriting course this year. And I thought, great. So I went and did that. I kind of found my voice, and just had 3 years to kind of hone it in, which was amazing.
Can you remember a moment? Was it like with Leave the Light On, or was there a moment where you went, actually now this is big time, this is serious?
I think when we went to Japan and I walked out, and they're really very respectful over there, so I thought nobody had turned up to the show, and there was 2,000 people there, silent before the show, and I walked out and everybody knew the lyrics, like Just You and I, Leave the Light On, and I just thought that was the maddest thing, like travelling across the world.
You toured that album extensively, and then it comes to writing the second album, and was that during lockdown?
It was,
You were doing it, and it wasn't the most enjoyable experience.
No, do you know what? I should have just taken a break. I've been writing the first album for so long, straight into kind of touring, and that went on for like 3-4 years. So I wish I'd just played Xbox and sat in my pants, basically. My first album, all the inspiration was from my friends and my families and all my experiences, and when all that came to a halt, I really struggled to write anything that was vaguely cheery. There was a lot of depressive music coming, and my music's depressing at the best of times, but there's always a nice undertone of hope in there.
I was talking to Lorraine Kelly recently.
Yeah.
Not name dropping, but it sounded weird. And I was saying I'm coming to interview Tom, and she was like, oh, you need to give him my love, because you genuinely made Lorraine Kelly cry when you were singing at the STV Appeal.
I know, I felt bad about that, to be honest. I know.
But
I apologised to her. I was like, I'm sorry, I think.
They were good tears,
Yeah.
But Freaking Out, such a beautiful song. You had such a lovely response to that as well, or a powerful response to that as well, didn't you?
Yeah, it's been lovely. A lot, I think that's the wonderful thing about songwriting is, even though things are so personal, it really resonates with people in a way that you don't expect sometimes, and people really find their own stories in your lyrics, which always amazes me. So there's been a lot of that with that song.
Is life good just now? Because we know you've not long married.
Yes, married.
Yeah,
it's my favourite person in the world, Annie. We had the most beautiful wedding. It was such an amazing day with all friends and family and just everyone on side. It was really beautiful.
Was Granny there?
She was, of course, yeah. She was raving to all the drum and bass at the end of the night, which was hilarious. But yeah, it was a magical day.
You are Scottish.
Yeah.
You only lived here in the early part of your life, but you still feel very Scottish at heart, don't you?
My parents are extremely Glaswegian. So I essentially grew up in a Glaswegian house in England. But yeah, obviously it's like such a big part of my life, Scotland, and all my family are up here, and yeah, proud to be Scottish.
Well, we're proud to have you, but I want to test just how Scottish you are.
Oh, this will be terrible. Yeah, bear in mind I moved when I was 3.
Do you prefer haggis or hot pot?
Haggis.
Iron brew or Coca-Cola?
I mean, iron brew.
Whiskey or wine?
And this is a tragedy. I'm not the biggest fan of Scottish whiskey. I know. I like American whiskey. I know.
What?
I know people at home are going to hate me for that, but I'm just being honest.
Now, can you tell me what each of these Scottish phrases mean? Your bum's out the windy.
No idea, to be honest. No idea. What is that?
You're talking rubbish. Gie it laldy.
I'll just get the big one.
Weisht.
Hold your weisht. My mum always says that. Oh, it's just bite your tongue.
No, be quiet. I can't even say this one without laughing. Jobby.
Going to the toilet number 2.
Which of these is not a real place in Scotland?
Oh, this will be good.
A butts wind,
Right.
broken wind, Auchenshugel or Balbahuki?
Surely Broken Wind.
Uh-uh.
Is that a real
That's
place?
a real
Broken
place.
Wind.
Broken Wind.
Was it the first one?
No, it was
No.
Balbahuki.
What? That sounds totally legit.
So Butswind and Broken Wind are real places. So Tom Walker,
Right, I'll have to visit them.
you do, and then you shall be a true Scot.
Yeah.